Hey, what's up guys? This is Akshay from AS Learning, and today in this video we'll be seeing about Google AI Studio. So Google AI Studio is a platform provided by Google for playing with their models and performing your generative tasks. It is similar to the ChatGPT 3.5 free version. Okay, here along with your generation tasks, you can also fine tune the model. Okay, so let's first start with the basics and then slowly we'll understand more in depth. So let's just do a simple text generation. Okay, so let me say to Google, hello Google. The response was quick in 1.5 seconds. Hello, how can I help you? um, Please help me with today's weather in Akola, Maharashtra. Let's say if it can browse or whether it is restricted to its internal knowledge. I do not have access to real time information, including weather. To get the current weather in Akola, Maharashtra, I recommend checking a reliable weather website. So although it gave a link, but it didn't went on to the link and gave me the exact answer, like AI agent. So in the recent version of like the recent model which was released by OpenAI, GPT 4o, if I ask the same question to him, it will go to a link and tell me the answer and also give me that link as a reference. But currently, that agentic feature is not available, at least in this Google AI Studio version. Okay, but Google has almost cracked it, and they also have their Project Astra. But let's not get deviated there. Let's just stay focused right now with the Google AI Studio only. Okay, here I can change my model, which model I want. Pro, Flash 1.5 Pro. Okay, all of them are Gemini model. Here we don't have Genma or the previous models of Google. We don't just have Gemini. Okay, and here we have the number of tokens generated. Then we have temperature. So let's discuss about temperature more. So what happens is, if the temperature is low, if it is closer to zero, this leads to more predictable and coherent text being generated, as the model favors the most likely words. It is often used for more formal and factual writing. When the results are more deterministic, there is less fluctuation when the temperature is low. And in case of higher temperature, it becomes more random in the generated text, and it is likely to produce unexpected words or phrases, leading to more creative and diverse output. So that is how you can play with the temperature parameter. Currently it is 1, so hence the diversity should be achieved. Let me do one thing. Let me rerun this and see if it is the same text generated, or um, some new tokens are being generated here. Yeah, somewhat different, right? Previously we had links, but now we don't have links. Okay, now the next parameter is add stop sequence. Here you can add your stop sequence to help the model in formatting and also stop the generation. Like if it's a plain text, you can add um, new line tokens, okay, /n, and so in this way it just helps him to generate the outputs into new lines every time. Then in advanced settings we have output in JSON. Okay, we also have the parameter of top p. Okay, so let's understand top p in somewhat more detail. So what is top p? Top p is a sampling technique used to control the randomness and diversity of text generated by the model. It stands for top p sampling. Okay, and how it works: the model assigns probabilities to each possible word that could come next in a sequence. Top p filters the list of potential words, keeping those whose cumulative probabilities reach a certain threshold, a certain p value. The model then chooses the next word randomly from the filtered list. Okay, so what does a higher top P means? It means more diverse and unpredictable outputs and increased chances of less likely or unexpected words. Okay, you can balance predictability and creativity using the top P parameters. Okay, so this is somewhat about top P. You might get confused between temperature and top P, but yeah, internally they work different. Okay, so we saw the parameters. These were my run settings. Like whatever generation you have done here on the UI, if you want a code of it, you can just do get code, and you get the code right now available in 4 languages: JS, Python, Kotlin, and Swift. So this is how the Python code looks. Comparatively easy, right? You are just doing a pip install of Google Generative AI, then configuring the Gemini key. These are the configuration parameters: temperature, top P, top K, uh, max output tokens, response mime time, okay, is text, safety settings. Uh, it should not contain any hate speech, sexually explicit. So these things are very important for making the generative AI model more responsive. Okay, and then you can just run and hit the API. Okay, and you will get your results. Okay, these safety settings can be seen here also. Okay, harassment, hate, sexually explicit, and dangerous contents. And this is all about the run settings. We saw the code. We don't have the share option, but we can save this prompt. Okay, we can save this prompt and use it in fine-tuning a model. Okay, we'll see about fine-tuning in a separate video, but here we also have options of delete prompt. So let me delete it. Okay, prompt delete failed. Why did prompt delete failed? Let me delete it again prompt delete failed. So let me do a refresh here. I think it will give me the same thing. Oh, it just refreshed the entire thing. I think it was deleted. And here you can also put up some system settings, like let's say if you want some advice on some legal things, you can put a system instruction that behave like a world class lawyer. Okay, and then maybe you can ask questions that help me with uh, documentation of let's say building purchase and here you have your output in a proper formatted way. Okay, good, right? Now next what we'll be seeing is this is all about only textual generation. Okay, let's go into multimodality now. Let's take a sample image, but before that let me see if now the prompt delete works. It failed, but I can do a refresh and maybe now it will go. Okay, now let me do multimodality. Let me start with images. Let's take a cute cat. These days cat memes are on a trend, so I've added him on a prompt, and let's ask him, uh, tell me a joke. Tell me a joke about the animal in picture. Why don't cats play poker? So it was able to identify that cat is present in the image because they have an ace up their sleeves. Okay, now let's do the similar thing for a sample video. Okay, let's take something. Okay, let's take this Sherlock. Let's take a short input. Okay, it will take more time. American Museum of National History. Let me give him a tough task. summarize the observations, summarize the video in 500 words because I am bored to watch it. Now here, let's see what it does. Lots of tokens, right? I think we will be reaching the threshold, can be a case. No, we still have lots of tokens. I think these tokens are per session. Maybe I have never reached the limit where the tokens are expired, but it can be a case that you might have to refresh or something like that. Okay, it gives a beautiful summary of the video. Isn't it great? Right? So we saw images, we saw video. You can just go to a drive and upload anything. Let me try something on audio. What is 2 plus 2? What is 2 plus 2? So here I asked him what is 2 plus 2. Let's say if it is able to understand and give the answer. Answer me, you maths genius. Let's see how it goes. It's taking some time, right? It's taking almost some time. There's latency. Yes, I asked him what is 2 plus 2 and it was able to tell it is 4. Great. So we saw the multimodality inputs. We saw this panel also. You can save it. Okay. Now we'll see on the left side panel. Okay. Here you can get your Gemini key and use the code from here. Okay. So here you can just create your key and get it. Then here you can create your new prompt the way we were creating. It can be a chat prompt or a structured prompt. So what we saw right now was a chat prompt. It can be a structured prompt also, where it will be like a table kind of thing where you can give some prompts and the model's response, and then on the basis of this you can ask a question to the model. Okay, this is about fine-tuning the model. We'll see about this in next video. Okay, this is some basic documentation about getting started, and prompt gallery, Gemini cookbook. You are being redirected to Vertex AI, which is the service name for the Gemini and Google Cloud Services. You can do a quick start on Google AI Studio. This is some basic prompts. Let's try some prompt here. Okay, maybe recipe generator. Let's see how Google AI Studio reacts to it. So yeah, as you can see that it gave an example. Let me run it. It's nice, right? It did run, but as you can see the output is in this. Is it because something is, no, this is some test input. No, this is not what we want. Okay. What do you think this is? Some bug? Some infinite looping bug? If I've reached my rate limit, it can stop, but it is not stopping. It is continuously trying. Even my token count has gone down here significantly. And even here now Gemini Pro Vision is being used. Interesting. That model was not available to me previously, the option. I think it all got selected when I selected the recipe creator. I'll have to stop this loop. Yeah, fine. So let me stop it here. Just one last thing which I wanted to discuss was structured prompt, and one another thing to be discussed is about fine tuning a model. Okay, so how structured prompt works is, let's say if I gave him an input that apple contains uh, citric acid, uh, and then asked him a question, tell me the fruit which contains citric acid, and the model output here is apple, something like a one shot classification. And here in my text prompt I asked him which fruit contains citric acid. Let's say if it tells me it's apple. Great. So that is how it works, where you are specifying some shorts and then you get your answer. Okay. Now the only thing interesting left here is about fine tuning a model using Google AI Studio, which we'll be seeing in the next video. So yeah, stay tuned and